Lecture 8, Life in Medina. In this, now we are going to discuss the Battle of Hunain and the Battle of Tabuk. Battle of Hunain. The time of the battle is 8 years of the Hijrah. Place of the battle, Hunain is a valley near the Makkah, and the strength of the soldiers were 12,000 Muslims and 20,000 other tribes. What was the reason of the battle? Group of the Hawazin and Saqif and the warring tribes of the Taif. They did not want Islam to establish on the Arabian Peninsula. Therefore, soon after the conquest of the Makkah, this battle happened. Event of the battle. Holy Prophet had to postpone his departure to the Medina and collected Muslims to prepare an attack against these tribes, that was Hawazin, Saqif, and the tribes of the Taif. Quraysh also joined Muslim forces because now they had declared the faith, or also those who did not declare the faith yet, they also joined the Muslim forces. And now altogether they were around 12,000, but they were still no match to the well fortified forces of the Hawazin and Saqif, because they brought all their belongings, including women, children, animals, and other possible stuff, to alarm the Muslims with the great terror. As Muslims' army entered the valley of Hunain, archers were placed by the Hawazin and Saqif and other tribes in order to alarm the Muslims. And these archers showered them with the arrows heavily as soon as the Muslims entered the valley. Muslims' army retreated in panic, leaving behind the Prophet and his companions. Then soon Holy Prophet instructed Hazrat Abbas Raziallahu anhu, and on his call they came back and fought with the great zeal. That defeated battle was changed in victory. Consequences of the battle. Muslims collected a large booty in this battle because Hawazin brought all their belongings. Near around 40,000 goats were collected, 6,000 prisoners of the war, 24,000 camels, and other remaining stuff. A few enemies who took refuge in the Taif were later chased by a small Muslim troop. Holy Prophet first instructed a Muslim army, a small group, to go and chase those enemies who took refuge in the Taif. Later on, Holy Prophet also proceeded with his army, and they laid siege to fortress of the Taif where enemies took refuge. This siege continued for the 20 days till the 9th Hijri. Whole of the Taif accepted the faith. In the 9th year of Hijrah, the major event occurred, that was the Tabuk expedition, and it is also the last battle that was conducted in the presence of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. Now, the reason and the background we have to discuss an overview first. The Battle of Tabuk. The time of the battle is the 9th Hijri, and the place of the battle is the Tabuk. It is in the northwest coastal area of the Arab. The strength of the Muslims are near around 30,000, and armies of the complete Byzantine armies were ready to fight with the Muslims. Result of the battle is written here. Muslims won without any war. Now, how did it happen? We have to study. Background of the battle. To avenge for the battle of Mu'tah, because in that battle, due to Hazrat Khalid bin Walid Raziallahu anhu, Muslims won that battle. That's why now, to prevent the advance of Islam and to take the avenge of the battle of Mu'tah, for both the reason, the Emperor of Byzantine, Heraclius, ordered his military for the preparations in order to invade Arabia. But the news of their encampment of a group of the Roman soldiers in the frontier strip of the Syria reached Holy Prophet through their caravans. These caravans used to travel between the Hijaz, the areas of the Arab, and the Syrian coast in connection with the trade. It means there was a trading system between the Hijaz and the Syria, and through them Holy Prophet got to know about the Heraclius advancement. God's messenger, Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, he used to keep himself abreast of all the developments which had any bearing on his mission. It means as soon as he realized that an enemy is advancing towards him or his community or his land, then he was always prepared. He promptly decided to challenge the Byzantine army on the battlefield, as he found no alternative except to give a reply to the aggressors with a big army and to protect the territories of Arab. Here is the battle map. In the red circle, you can see this is the area of the Tabuk, and it is near the borders of the Syria, and this place is near the end of the Saudi Arabia. Through this battle, Holy Prophet also sent message to the Persian authorities or the Persian empires, who is just next to the area of the Syrian or the Iraq. What was that message? That actually the Islam is now a large empire and Islam is spreading far and wide. So without Allah's permission, no one can omit the Islam from his land. So Holy Prophet sent the message to the Persian authorities. They were actually occupying the territories of the Arab and were hostile to this new religion expansion. Call for the jihad and difficulties. This battle again proved a test for the believers, weak believers, and the hypocrites, because the route linked for this battle required much capital to prepare the troops for the jihad. Therefore, Prophet demanded inhabitants of the new empire to forward charities for the cause. It was also time for the famine in Hijaz, scarcity of water in the Medina, also the season of plucking dates, ripening fruits. Moreover, Muslims were not well equipped with advanced arms and the weapons. So, under such difficulties, Holy Prophet had to call for the charities. Around 30,000 of his men showed readiness to participate, while the rest of the Arabian men made excuses. Companions, including women, also participated in donations, whatever they had. For example, Hazrat Abu Bakr contributed everything what he had. Hazrat Umar half of his belongings. Hazrat Usman donated 1,000 gold dinars and 300 camels with the grains. Hazrat Ali his expenses and women their ornaments. Holy Prophet appointed Hazrat Ali as his caliph in the Medina because he knew that soon after him or all the caliphs who are going to leave the territories of the Medina, anyone can invade them. Therefore, Holy Prophet had to depute Hazrat Ali in his absence. And as a result, Ali Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu could not take part in this battle. Now, event of the battle. Armies that encamped at the Tabuk after having a long journey with the scarcity of food and water were now present to fight with the Roman Emperor. But what happened actually? The Roman Emperor, who had indeed begun amassing a huge army, it means he had already prepared his army, but he had to abandon the idea of an encounter with the God's messenger, and he withdrew his army because the messenger arrived ahead of the anticipated time. It means Holy Prophet's decision was again proved to be a strategic one. He reached before the arrival of the Roman Emperor's forces, and that's why he had to abandon the idea of this encounter. And also, the armies of the Muhammad were well before the planned concentration of the troops had been completed. It means their planning, their concentration, and everything was as planned by the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. This fear is always provided by the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the hearts of the unbelievers. Holy Prophet then again stayed in the Tabuk for the 20 more days. They all waited for an army to come and fight, but they did not. Afterwards, Holy Prophet had to force the several buffer states which were under the leadership of the Byzantine Empire to pay the poll tax and live under his rule. It means the land tax must be paid or the jizya in order to live freely under the rule of the Muslims. Many Christian tribes, actually the borders of the Arab, which linked to the borders of the Syria and Iraq, etc., the inhabitants of that area were mainly the Christians. So the many Christian tribes who were living over there, when they see that there is no defense from the sides of the Byzantine emperor, so they openly choose the Islam. This bloodless victory was enabled the Muslims to consolidate their position before launching a prolonged conflict with the Romans. It means before they had a fight, they already had a victory. Altogether, it also shattered the power of both the unbelievers and the hypocrites who did not become a part of this battle.